The letter I never sent. I found it today, folded neatly between the pages of an old book I hadn't touched in years. My handwriting, shaky but intentional. A letter addressed to someone who never knew how much of my heart they truly held. I wrote it on a rainy night, the kind where the thunder sounds like your memories crashing into your chest, and each raindrop reminds you of a tear you never let fall. His name was Toby. He was never mine, not really. But there was something about the way he smiled when he talked about his dreams. Something about the way he listened, as if every word I said had value. He made me feel seen, like maybe I wasn't invisible in a world that never really tried to understand me. We met in school, sat beside each other for months before he asked for my name. I remember thinking, finally, but when I told him, he said, "It suits you." Soft but strong. He never knew that those words saved me, that they were the first kind thing anyone had said to me in weeks. We became close. Study buddies turned friends, turned something. We'd talk for hours. He'd call late at night, not to flirt, just to ask how my heart was doing. Who does that anymore? But I watched him fall for someone else, a girl who was louder than me, more confident. She had a light I didn't know how to match. So I smiled, I encouraged. I clapped when he told me about their dates and listened when he vented about their fights. And every time, I died a little more inside. I wrote him that letter after he told me he was going to propose. I cried the entire night, not because I hated her, she was lovely, but because I had never told him how I felt, and now I never could. The letter read, "Toby, you'll never read this, and maybe that's for the best, but I love you, I have for years, in silence, in prayer, in stolen glances. I love you in a way that doesn't ask for anything in return. I love you because you made me believe in soft places again, because you saw me when I was invisible, and that means more than you'll ever know." I didn't send it, I never planned to, but today, years later, as I held it in my hands, I realized something. Maybe it wasn't about him. Maybe that letter was for me, to remind myself that I can love deeply, quietly, purely, even if it breaks me. So I'm not going to throw it away. I'll keep it, not as a wound, but as proof. Proof that I am capable of a love that doesn't have to be returned to be real. And maybe one day, someone else will read a different letter, one I will send, one that won't need to hide in between forgotten pages. Until then, I heal, one unsent letter at a time. Funny how healing doesn't feel like a sunrise, it's more like a candle flickering in a dark room, small, quiet, almost too gentle to notice at first, but still it burns. Still, it gives light. I didn't expect it to come in waves. I thought healing would be this grand declaration. I'm over him now. I've moved on. But it's not. It's waking up one day and realizing you didn't think about him first thing in the morning. Or laughing at something dumb and noticing the ache in your chest didn't follow you this time. It's choosing to love yourself the way you loved him, without conditions. I started doing little things, making tea the way I like it, playing my favorite songs, even the sad ones. I danced alone in my room once, arms in the air, eyes closed, smiling like the past wasn't chasing me anymore. And for the first time, I didn't feel empty. I felt full of me. People say closure comes from conversations. I think it comes from acceptance. Not everything has to end with a perfect goodbye. Sometimes you close the door without slamming it. You just walk away. Months passed. Then one day I saw him again. We were both at a mutual friend's wedding. He looked older, wiser, happy. There was a small girl tugging at his pants, his daughter. His wife stood beside him, glowing. And for a moment, I wondered how different things might have been if I'd sent that letter. But then I remembered. I had changed. I had grown. And loving him silently taught me how to love myself loudly. He saw me too, smiled, that same soft smile. He walked over. We talked, briefly, politely, No lingering eyes, no hidden meanings, just two people with shared history, meeting again in the future they built without each other. As he walked away, I whispered a thank you, not to him, but to myself, for not holding on too tightly to what was never mine, for learning that unspoken love is still real love, and that letting go is not losing, it's choosing yourself. I went home that night and pulled out my journal. I didn't write about him. I wrote about me, about the woman who rose from the quiet wreckage of heartbreak, who loved and lost without bitterness, who chose peace over possession, who finally understood that the greatest love story she'd ever tell was her own.